In order to make the Pakistanis use the cheap aluminum alloy windows, this mysterious company has to produce aluminum materials on its own, although their manufacturing process still remains in the Industrial 2.0 era. The aluminum alloy produced in the end is very high in quality. In order to save manufacturing costs, the raw materials they use are all recycled because these abandoned aluminum pieces are mixed with impurities. The masters need to rebuild them all. Although they do not have a high-performance central power cooker, it can not only reduce the cost of production, but also provide jobs to the locals, because the aluminum pieces are relatively low in volume. The heating process is very fast. After the aluminum pieces are heated, the internal impurities will float on the top layer. In order to avoid affecting the quality of the subsequent products, they will clean the floating foam on the top layer, and the pure aluminum water in the heating stove is only needed to be kept in a special mold, because the mold is used for cooling the water, so it only takes a few seconds to cool the water. Now the masters need to put the aluminum on one side for backup because the aluminum is relatively ordinary. To shape it into a standard shape, the masters need to heat the aluminum. Because the aluminum is relatively low, the temperature of the aluminum cannot be too high. They need to control the temperature and then heat the aluminum. Then they can use the special press to do the quick processing in this process. The masters only need to put the aluminum in the press. Slowly, after the material is out, two aluminum pieces of standard shape will be squeezed. The masters in charge of the material only need to cut the aluminum pieces to the specified length. Then such a standard aluminum is finished, because at this time, the surface of the aluminum is not smooth. The masters need to use a grinder to grind the surface. The finished aluminum needs to be fixed to the frame. This is convenient for the subsequent electric processing. In the current battery, each pool contains a variety of solids. The masters only need to operate in the standard process. Electric processing can not only improve the hardness and toughness of the surface, but also improve the decoration. The masters who are fully experienced in this process have already finished the aluminum material for the door and window after a lot of hard work. Next, the masters only need to do the detailed packaging, and after seeing the whole process of aluminum material production. How do you feel about their production process? How do you feel about their production process? If you give 10 points, how many points would you like to give?